to tell you about how it works.
Rheta, your turn.
My turn. The chief asked me to give a brief description on my tenure with the Drug Enforcement Narcotics Task Force and the technology available to law enforcement. And I'm sorry you have to read it, I didn't have time to memorize it. I was assigned to the Intel Center as a crime analyst. It was our responsibility to positively identify suspects that were involved in undercover investigations, sex crimes, and/or financial crimes. This ensured the safety of the undercover officer as well as maintained the integrity of the investigation. The analyst had to conduct a thorough background search utilizing the City of San Antonio database, Texas Department of Public Safety reporting system, and drug enforcement database. However, there are many instances where all we had was the first name, last name, no name, or just a street address to identify the suspect. We could then rely on one of the many people finder databases available to law enforcement. The use of a commercial database would help in these instances and ensure our officers that we have provided the best and most recent database available to protect them when conducting investigations, or in our case, serving municipal warrants. Modern technology has allowed the criminal element to become smarter and wiser. We have found that crooks can hide in plain sight. We may think China Grove is a sleepy little town outside San Antonio. Just take a look at the increase in the types of investigations and the caliber of individuals the police department is encountering, and you will know that this is no longer the case. And being part of the city staff, we have exhausted all of our means. It will help us with this new technology, and Sergeant Smith is going to describe that as well.
I gotta say that Rheta has probably got more top secret clearances than people hiding in government, so she knows what she's talking about.
Just
All right. Well, I don't know if y'all have a copy of this. This is a list of all of our active warrants that we currently have. In the back page, I'll pass around to y'all so you can see. We are currently owed $359,480 in warrants. And about 2% of the people will pay if you call them and say, hey, we're going to revoke your license. Privileges for a year or 6 months, whatever the license is up.
It's only about 10%, then?
That's a guess. Where I used this before, it was actually below 9%. People haven't been paid. I mean, I just like to, that's me.
Yeah.
It's much more effective if somebody in uniform shows up at somebody's front door when they get home from work, or at their door of their job and say, I got this warrant. Because all of our warrants are KPS profiles. And that means bringing the body or the money. And we've had people say, well, we're not going to pay. It's okay, we're taking it to Bear County. That's once they say that, our warrant officer's not going to play with them or play with them. We're just going to move them up to take them to Bear County jail. That's just how it works. With the CLP police is, the gentleman that used to work for me before where I used to work, it's a great tool to use. We have access to all Bear County records, but our warrants are just for our city. So unless somebody's a real bad person or has warrants in Bear County, they're not going to show up in their system. The CLP police, it's $105, $105.95 a month, which comes out to about $1,300 a year. And that's just your monthly. Or you can pay one fee of $900. You'll save you about $400 for the year. And it's excellent. I mean, you put in their driver's license, all the information we get on taking their driver's license, their home address. We can't take, we can ask them for the social security number, but they don't have to give it to us. That changed a few years ago. But this information is collected because your speeding ticket is basically a PR bond. Because when you're stopped by the police for whatever violation, you're effectively be under arrest. When you fill out that paperwork, and people ask, why do you get all this information? I said, well, it's a PR bond. If you don't fill this out, you go to jail. You may go, oh, okay, you know, and they realize that. And all our officers are very curious, they tell them that. But we have some warrants, some warrants from our past that, lack of a better term, are filled out properly. Either lack of experience, the information not being on the ticket, or laziness. But all of our guys now are very, very great. What I would suggest to do once we get the LP Police program is to start within the last year. Let's say somebody has 10 warrants, well, we probably will have 3 from the past, so they can have a group and how it works. They take a photocopy of that warrant. You don't need to take it with them when they go out, or they'll work from a computer here in the office. They use that program. And you can find where they work, where they've lived in the last couple of years. It's a great tool for us to use, because then, of course, using that, they'll also check the Bear County database to make sure, because, you know, 1% of those guys will already be in jail. But that $900 will be covered in the first 3 warrants somebody collects. They'll pay for itself immensely over and over again. Then with almost $360,000 in back warrants, your typical warrant collection, San Antonio, is 60%. So 60% of 300, and that money goes into the general fund, roads, whatever projects we have.
I'm going to touch this off for you.
Yeah. You know, the roads, more equipment for the city, more equipment for the police department, fire department, whatever the city council decides. The road account. I mean, and that's a huge lot of money, and it grows because all of our officers. We got awesome officers who go out there and they do their job, and they keep the city safe, and keep people from speeding through our city. Because, and then another thing is people get by word of mouth. Well, China girls are playing around, they're going to come get you, and that'll also bring more people volunteering just showing up and paying their price. And that's pretty much.
Were there any statistics, or you might have said that, but statistics on this $900 investment for the city of China Grove, on what the return on this thing versus the $360,000 we have in outstanding warrants?
It's not, they don't have, LP Police doesn't have.
Other cities or something that have tried it?
Yeah, I just go by my personal experience. LP Police does not give you a breakdown like, well, City 8 is this.
It's just that it's an aid for
Yes.
you to find a person that has that warrant, because you made a statement that just takes 3 people.
They just get 3 warrants in it.
3 warrants in it, yeah.
Because, you know, our average warrant is $300.
Yeah.
And for that money, the warrant officer gets paid, and the city gets paid the rest of the money. You know, our warrant officer is not lazy, she works. And with this, we'll just give her a better tool for workers that professionals, you all have hard. If you're a barber, the best haircutters. If you're a plumber, the best pipe wrench. If you're a mechanic, the best wrench you can get, you know, that's what this is. And it's, I mean, I worked in a very dysfunctional city. I won't say the name of it, but there, they realized the use of LP Police. And it just generated, our first month, our one officer cleared $20,000 for the city.
What does the LP mean?
I have no clue.
Precisely.
I decided to know LP Police.
I've been hearing that.
Police officers.
Big truck thing, but, you know.
And it's what it is, the company.
That's what it's called, LP.
Yeah, so the company's out of North Boston,
Yeah.
and I don't know what the LP means, I'm sorry to say. I spoke to them earlier today, and it's just a database that collects data from all over the country.
And what data is this program collecting, other than what you already have access to?
Well, let's say you take out a loan.
Okay.
You apply for a credit card, you get rent, you apply to rent a home. All that information goes somewhere. I know LP Police has a license to collect that because it's mainly law enforcement oriented, and also private investigators use that service as well. It's one of the highest rated on the internet. I mean, I did a lot of research when I was in the other place before I bought it. And we had, just like Yellow, $300,000 in outstanding fines.
What you're saying, so you get a name at the warrant out, you can put his name in a database, no matter where he is, they'll look to find him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now,
Now,
also
also,
loan in Victoria, Texas, so now you know,
you know,
he's over there at the bank there.
yeah, it'll tell you how it usually works.
Yeah.
You enter the name, date of birth, and their driver's license number. It'll tell you recent activity. Now, we have geographical restrictions, and I'm sure the chiefs or myself are not gonna let me drive to El Paso. But Lavernia, you know, Von Ormy, Bernie, Fredericksburg, yeah, you know, it's not too far. The end is justified the means, because it's gonna pay for itself. I mean, you know, you got somebody motivated, like our warrant officer over there, she wants to go out and get it done, it's just gonna help her even more.
And I think one thing to add to that, our warrants are old, and so most people have moved around, the address and phone numbers we have for them aren't good any longer, and we've exhausted that trying to find them, you know, and make phone calls and letters and those types of things.
And they are growing by at least 50 a month.
Let me ask Larry one question. Are you worried about your name coming up?
No.
And generally, our citizens are the extreme best drivers. I don't think I've ever taken anybody from China Grove.
My wife got taken, I don't know either.
No.
And this is something, a program that we can, it's not like a 5-year program
No,
or
sir.
a 10-year. We can try it a year and if it works
You
great,
can
we'll
try
again and again.
You can try month by month if you want, and that's fine. I would suggest, my personal suggestion on what I did before, to try it for 2 months. And that's $212, but it pays for itself.
I was thinking more a year.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I think very conservatively, and I don't want to spend taxpayer money. But honestly, where we are right now, $900 would be a great investment. It would just win, it's just 1 year, and 3 months before the year's up, they'll contact our administrator here, the chief, they'll say yea or nay. And either myself or the chief will give a report on how we're doing, because, I mean, that's just money waiting to be picked up. And if you show up in a uniform, if somebody's out, I've seen it happen, oh, we're not paying enough, let's go to San, we're going back to San Antonio, going to Berry County. Wait a minute, they call their brother, uncle, whoever, and they come up with money. Happens every time, it's amazing.
And if you're inclined to do this, it's really close to our budget year, I would say maybe go the next 2 months and then start budgeted in for the next year at the 900 for the annual.
I think that, you know, we want our police department to do an efficient job. If we're holding them back from doing that, then we're wrong.
Yeah. My eyes are coming back, and I looked it up. There's no definition for LP. It just says LP Police is America's #1 person in search database for government and law enforcement. It's a proprietary investigative database that cross-references billions of records to deliver certain results in real time.
And another thing, I think Carissa mentioned, we have a fee that we collect on every ticket, a court technology fee, and that money has to be used for technology, and I believe this program would, could use that money on that.
And, you know, our officers just, I mean, I'm just telling you, it's amazing how much money people come up with cash.
Maybe we could have a report on it every month when we do our police report on how that's doing.
Now Sergeant Smith will be here in Utah.
Yes,
Or at least trying to report in to you to have it available for us, just to see how things
I
are.
will tell you all this up, let me explain to you.
One quick question, is there a sign-up fee or a fee to hook onto this program?
No, sir, it's just the one, it's either you want or you don't.
Okay.
And like I said, it's the best. And I've used several, that's the best one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that said, I think Susan's, if the council wants to go with this, I think the recommendation was fine in regards to, because of budget, we're getting very close to it, to go ahead and if I have a motion on the floor to contract out with LP Police for 2 months. And that's the only motion that really needs to be done at this time.
Our budget, our fiscal year ends September 30th, so if you want to do July,
Well,
August.
yeah, 3 months.
I'll make a motion, we do it for 3 months and see how it's working out, and if we're happy with it, we'll go with
Have
it.
a motion on the floor to contract out with the LP Police Search Program. What's the second?
I'll second.
That's the second.
Okay, who made the motion?
Fred Brandon.
And McCarty.
Any discussion on that? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries, got a program.
Thank y'all very much.
Sir.
Thank you very much.
Go pay some asphalt, pay some streets.
Yes, sir.
Also, Mayor, on that same area, Katie's been serving the warrants for now, like I said previously. She's exhausted most of the phone calling, and she's now started going around here to the local areas, trying to pick up some of these people that we can identify and locate that are close. If our plan is to, once we get this database is to generalize as many as we can in one zip code area and send 2 officers to do that zip code and see how many they can get. It's not really a safe situation having one person going knocking on doors. So we had in there to consider an additional employee who has applied, and we're still doing the background. He hasn't been approved yet, but he has previous experience with this same program at another city. That's just to add to what was said.
Right, okay, so we would need and that would be that's his total job, with China Grove as a non-paid, just to work on the
Right.
outstanding warrants?
Yeah.
Is that what
We're
you're
playing
planning?
his job, and he,
So,
it's not gonna cost us anything to hire him. He's already a commissioned officer, and if he passes the background, he can be transferred right away.
Gotcha, okay. Well, then I would need a motion on the floor for a non-paid, additional non-paid.
Can we do it without knowing the name? I mean, or, because usually we.
Yeah, usually I'll appoint, or Ralph appoints the officers, and then you guys.
So this would be just
We're trying to get
it's
an
an
idea.
authorization, not necessarily a person.
Right.
Well, we should do that after all the background, I guess. and that's
Yeah.
what
I just wanted y'all to be aware.
Gotcha, okay. All right, good. Let's move on to item F, discuss and consider animal control officer and services.
Well, that's an ongoing thing with us, animal control. And, Linda is still working with us somewhat. At one point, Linda was, and I'm sure the mayor and Larry, I'm trying to think who was here that will remember, we paid Linda $150 a month for her work that she did on animal control. We also paid for all the veterinary bills, food if she kept them, whatever travel, whatever expenses she had, we also covered that. And Linda is still volunteering. She still does that kind of thing because it's something she likes to do, but she won't pick up strays. There's certain things she does not want to do anymore for the city. So we need to have something, decide how we're going to handle that. So Katie is also one of our non-paid reserves, and she is willing to take that on and get the training that would be necessary to be certified as an animal control. As an officer, they can deal with animal control, but she is willing to take that training. And my question is, would we be able to give her, maybe the stipend? Of course, we'd still take care of the veterinary and expenses like that, with some kind of stipend or fee for her work on that.
Well, it's always been very important for the residents of China Grove to have
She's
an animal
also
control
gonna-
officer.
Yeah, she's also going to
Yes.
see if we can find somebody that will take animals for us. And she has managed to get their county to take 1 or 2 already. I don't know if I should.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So
How long is this program that you would have to take?
the certification class is 10 days.
Oh, 10 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a matter of going to it for 10 days. And it would be something I would pay out of my pocket because it's a certification for me as a law enforcement officer. It goes for me, so I would pay for it out of my own pocket and then come in and start working.
Where do you take that course at?
The San Antonio Animal Control has classes going on right now, and they just started a class this past week, and I wasn't able to get into it because of the time constraint, but they have the classes every 2 to 3 months. that I
How
can
much
offer.
is that class?
Yeah.
Do you know?
The full certification is a little over $1,000.
Oh, wow.
But there's two separate certifications. You have one where you can be just an officer and you know just the basics, and that's about $350, but then the full actual certification that I would need is about $1,000.
But to be an animal control officer.
Yeah, to have the certification and have the title and do what I can do legally, it's the 10-day.
I know that my daughter, you got 2 dogs that left the lunch meat, my son got 1 dog that left my triple O's. So there is an animal problem out
There
there.
is, and you know, Linda can only do so much, and it's something we need to address, and, you know,
What kind
call
of
us.
time do you do? How would we come up with that? Same like we did with.
Well, we
Linda?
have the budget, it's already in the budget.
So
We
wouldn't be giving this to Linda anymore, we would.
We're not
We
giving
don't
it to
get
Linda
the-
now, she'll take it because she won't, she
We
doesn't
just
have
have
nothing
nothing
to
to do with them.
All we're doing is, if she finds puppies and she needs to, and they're in China Grove, and she's gotta give them to the vet or needs food,
Right.
she's sending us a bill
Bill
for
for
that,
that.
so.
My question is, what guarantees, okay, not personal, what guarantees we got that she won't get it, do it in 2 months and not do it no more?
I guess we don't.
That's why she
Then we
said
just
she's
stop paying.
paying for it.
$1,000.
I know.
No,
No, she's going to pay for that. Well, we can always contract, we can draw up a contract that for a year she would.
Or give her a contract for animal until they pay back $1,000.
I think it was actually considered an employee of the city though.
Well, she was considered an employee, you can do a contract either way, it would work, but, you know, there's things they do during the, you know, daily things, like they make connections with people who are lost and found, and go pick up strays, you know, so keeping it on a case by case is not necessarily a way to go. I think something that's more generalized.
Contract for.
And would she, Susan, would she be using like our, Tahoe for her?
Well, when it's here and when she's here, she would, yeah, I mean, there's.
I mean, that's,
she
I'm
would
just
have-
asking, I'm just
Yeah.
asking like,
I'm
how would
thinking
she,
there's times
how would
she
she
may
get
not.
those animals and take where they need to
You got a
go?
big cage in that Tahoe.
Yeah.
For the big animals.
That's right.
Ma'am, do you live in China Grove?
I live just inside 410 in W. White. So I'm not very far.
But we can always, we have the space for a large cage.
If I can fit my Great Dane in my vehicle, I'm not worried about anything in the Tahoe.
Well, I'm just, yeah.
If she's
I
gonna
think-
be dealing with an animal, she's probably gonna come here and possibly
Yeah.
use the police vehicle if it's available.
Yeah, well, and that's fine, I was just curious, how
Yeah.
is she gonna get these things and take them to the vet, or wherever they, you know, how would you?
I would like the police chief, do you have a problem with that? For your vehicles? Per
As
se.
long as it's 13 on two, it's fine.
As long as it's not your vehicle. As long as it's not his vehicle.
But have thieves in one.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
My concern is whether we need a police car and it's not.
And there are times I'm sure she
But
will.
she'll be on duty
when she's
That's
there.
not, you know, she may sometimes use her hands on her or whatever.
But she would be acting as a police officer when she would be using it.
Well, that's.
Even though she had a dog in there.
Whether she's in.
Yeah, no, he's worried about the vehicle
Not being in China.
trying to grow when we need it, but she'd be on call in it with probably 5 dogs with her to let them.
I think that would be a
We will call it
problem
the
for
canine
us to work on.
My thinking on it, Katie's got to work for a living too, and she has a job. And if we have a problem with an animal, and the officer on duty is going to take care of the animal until Katie can come and dispose of it.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the way it would work.
We just really need
Well,
something.
With that being said, I'm gonna make a suggestion, I don't know how the council feels about it, but if she's willing to spend $1,000 to go take this class and it would benefit the city of China Grove, we should at least consider maybe paying part of her,
That was my point earlier, so I said, okay.
but let me
here's
finish,
$10.
Mr.
Okay.
Bennett. And the same, she would have to do a city contract with us stating that she'd be willing for 1 year, or something to that effect, to be with the city of China Grove as an animal control person.
If we paid $1,000, so she pays it.
If we paid half of her,
I think, you know, this is a question for Kate here. Do you want to pay for yours yourself?
I would prefer.
She
to-
said
She's
she
preferring
would.
to pay for it.
Yeah, I pay for all of my own training.
Okay.
You know.
Well, I was just thinking that's a lot of money for someone in your, I mean, you're doing this for the city of China Grove too, but, and the stipend we're
But
getting
that's
is
where-
not like,
Well, that's where we can adjust possibly the stipend a little bit more when she signs for some of
That
the
for
budget.
other jobs or other things too.
yeah.
Well, we paid Linda I'm sorry.
That's just what I was gonna say.
We paid Linda $150 a month for that, so.
She gave us a hard time.
And so I would say somewhere from 150 to 200 at least what we have budgeted.
That she'd be on call.
Well, maybe we can talk about, maybe we can talk about that in our budgets and we want to increase it then. at
Or
that
Katie
level.
suggested a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, because there's gonna be months where we may not have any animals and you're paying me for
Good
nothing.
luck.
I'm just saying, it could happen, you never know.
Yeah.
I think people bring them here because we go to rescue them.
It's every other day we get a call.
Susan,
It's bad.
if this only takes 10 days, you know, to get a license like that, so we'll have 2 months before the next budget. I mean, we're not in any danger on the budget in regards to $300 for animal control, are we?
No.
Because we can control that through the animals that are taken to the vets or,
From Linda Pickle.
Yeah, I mean-
For her help.
Yeah.
so to keep it within the budget.
Right.
I mean, I would think that this is something that our city should consider, you know, pretty quick, you know, and effective immediately. You know, if she wants to go ahead and get it.
Oh, I agree. And with that being said, I guess we need to make a motion.
And my recommendation, again, I know Katie said case
Well, it
by
doesn't
case,
say to.
but that might get more than the 150.
And how much do y'all
So
want to
since we're operating on
consider
a budget,
the services,
and whether we do it or
150,
not, we'll
like
get
to
that,
pay
you
Linda?
know, but I'm sure you'll
Or
have.
she was saying case by case.
for the case by case?
That's what she
Case
said.
by case,
Case by case, and then tell us the figure.
yeah, and it may
We
wind
would
up
be in
being
a budget there.
Let's do one.
That's what I
We
said.
need to, we need to know what it's gonna be.
It just says discuss and consider. It doesn't say that.
Well, why are we gonna do 150 until the budget comes? And then we want to consider again on a case by case or whatever, but I personally just like to set an amount.
I make a motion, we do 150, immediately until the next budget comes up.
I have a motion on the floor to nominate Katie as our animal control services officer.
We're just changing it.
And I have a second that I'm here.
Okay, so we'll just-
We have a motion to nominate Katie for our city Chattanooga animal control service officer
Right.
and to pay her $150 a month for this service until the budget.
Budget is reviewed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I have a second, Larry. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
One question.
Congratulations, animal control officer.
Who was second?
Larry,
Okay.
I don't think so. You know, but we're gonna use it out of the services in our budget. Council reports? Any council person want to make a report on any issues? Announcements? Need a motion on the floor to adjourn, Larry?
In the spirit of her, I make a motion that we pay the bills and adjourn.
Have a motion on the floor to pay the bills and to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a second. All those in favor? Any opposed? This meeting is adjourned.